Bikies don't come on motorcycles to go to war. They'll go on cars.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got David Brooks.
It was a kind of fallout, this and that, and then by people who me and my other friends actually put into the club, or the ones that played, but not people we recruited, kind of come and made a power. My good friends who got locked up in jail. Our circle was kind of one at a time. We kind of made plays at people in COVID lockdowns as well. So it was a time when there was no communication between the whole, and one by one disenfranchised. What happened? When it happened, I just didn't buy in it. I kind of, in the end, I left and disappeared. I went underground for like a year and a half. Not for that, for my mental health, my sanity, the police harassment. I see that time in my life. That was people don't understand you've got to understand, I've been harassed by police for 8-9 years, task forces, designated elite police, not the general duty ones, the Ninja Turtles that get all and masked up. And I've been harassed by them for 7-8 years. I leave the organisation that I was with, and then you got them are they coming at me? Are the cops coming at you? And your paranoia, your sense of security, the whole lot, and having firearms prohibition, all this put on me. I'm a sitting duck.
You can't defend yourself or anything.
I can't defend myself, and they're not going to come around with knuckle dusters or or a rocks to throw at me. And so I'm sitting there. I had escape plans and contingency plans, and if something happened, but in the end, I just lost it because I still had the cops harassing me. Then I had my actual blood cousins who aren't associated that well, but they're in the bloody they're caught up in the delusional drug world, and I think they're cartel, where they're not. These bloody fried tweakers and they got stolen bikes and all this stolen shit in my backyard. They're leaving like bits of tasers and shit in my house. They're using my house as a trap house. I had to throw them all out because the cops come around. Next thing I'm going in for stuff that I hadn't even done, because I said, look, listen, you, and it's a female. You know what I'm like. I'm not going to talk. You'll basically put me in jail. They come there. I'm getting done for this, and I've got fucking nothing to do. Get it out of there. Anyhow, I chased my cousins out with an axe. And the cops come around to my house looking for her. And I said, "Is that such?" I go, "No, I chased her out with an axe yesterday." I told her, "Go find her. I don't give a fuck. I don't know where she is. Go do your detective work." Why would you do that? I go, "I think piss off." That's it. Yeah, but basically, she turned I left my house because I went interstate for a bit to look after. I come back, it was like who's who of the underworld from my town. And people going, "What are you doing here, Brooks?" I go, "This is my house. What are you doing here?" It's like,
yeah, they're asking you what you're doing in your house.
Yeah, because they go, "Oh, we didn't know this was your house." I'll go, "No one knew," because my house was my sanctuary there. No one knew where it was. So you don't. That's a problem. Modern, upcoming idiots that want to be in this criminal world. They do. Their house is their place of business. That's your family home. That's your quiet place.
Yeah.
Keeps you away from there. Like it's I don't know, Hollywood and the media are responsible for creating a generation of idiots. I blame Al Pacino. If we just stuck to the easy rider films and that, things would be different. You just have a lot of starters riding around long beards, listening to rock and roll. But now every idiot's like tweaking and carrying firearms and violent. They're not afraid of violence, which is stupid. It says, I'm very old school. If you're doing criminal and you go and do violence, well, you're an idiot, because you're bringing police attention. The less you're under the radar, the better.
What about the opposition? Was there a lot of problems with other motorcycle clubs when you were in it?
There can be, but basically, a lot of clubs have their unwritten agreements. They do have there is a courtesy. If you respect their areas of main roads and stuff, that's thoroughfares. There's no problem. But if you start going in from their street and start doing things around the area, or even if you've got a friend that lives in that area and you go in there wearing your colours and just to hang out and nothing serious, well, that's disrespecting the boundaries. It's it's quite a funny world, It's like you might have a rival club, but unless there's a thing, and a lot of clubs call them AOS, which is attack on sight, then you're not. There's not going to be much hostilities. Like you might give each other the finger or a dirty look or something, or boundaries. There's boundaries there.
Have you had any situations happen?
I've had some good situations that happening where I've actually accidentally worn a club shirt into another club's area because I was visiting the vet to pick up puppies. I had to run out. I was giving one to my daughter. My daughter was in the street, and next minute I'm confronted by there's a heap of them. They're telling me to take my shirt off, and I'm telling them no. There's a big Mexican standoff in the middle of the street, and it was sorted by powers above after. But it was pretty tense at the time. But like I've been in I won't say situations or times, but I've been in active when there's what they call a war with other clubs, and it's quite funny. It's quite comic. If you really know what happened, it's quite comical because despite what people think, unless there's a big public event like the one at Milpera where the two clubs were in the car, bikies don't come on motorcycles to go to war. They'll go on cars or whatever. And so you've got like 3 members from one club driving around looking for the other club, and you'll probably have 3 members of the other club driving around looking for years, and you just keep missing each other because you go where they just went, and you never come across each other. It's quite funny, and probably if you end up seeing each other, like, be like, fuck.
Yeah, but so what usually happens? Do they shoot each other off their bikes? Like what? Are they blowing
some can, some do.
cars? Are they blowing
Some can,
cars
some
up
do.
and things?
Me personally, I think letting off firearms and shooting in the public or at houses or where there's people is dumb because if you're going to do shit, you do it. I believe if two different groups have a problem, go out to somewhere that's remote and just deal with it yourselves. As soon as you start to put general public at risk, and there's a chance of a stray bullet. A lot of bikies are against violence to women and children, and they really are. But some don't even think that one of their stray things can go off and hurt an innocent child or woman. So
Yeah.
me personally, I don't agree with all that. Like all that and then my point of view too, like most issues can be solved with mediation. Like when it goes to like shooting, it just escalates things. It doesn't solve nothing. In the end, it even might take 4 or 5 years. Eventually, the two sides will say, "Look, we've had enough. We've lost. Well, fuck, why didn't you figure that 5 years ago or whatever? Before things need to be de-escalated. It's not the way to solve problems by throwing fuel on the fire. And it comes down to ego, pride, tribalism, the whole lot. It's like my tribe, we can flex bigger than you. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, it's mothers putting sons in the ground. It's wives going home, looking after kids on their own. It doesn't solve anything.
Do they take each other's patches?
Yeah, in clubs they can. That's ultimately it's just as I said. Whether it's the police, another club takes you being a dumbass, being drunk and losing it somewhere. However it's taken, it's a no-no. Because that's just like someone climbing up, going to the White House, climbing the pole, grabbing the American flag and pissing on it. That's what it's like. Or set on fire.
Have you seen anyone that got their patch taken?
That's a double-edged question. I know of people that have, and it's been sorted. Some of it wasn't what it was. Like it was done internally. Teach them a lesson. It's something that you try and avoid. Like if you've got tensions with another club and you ride solo for the area of your patch, I think it's taken. Well, you're an idiot. Sorry for the swearing there, but
No, it's all right.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Basically you're told to go and get that back.
Have you seen a lot of people die since you've been in the club? When you were in the club?
I've seen people die in general, like not so much for the clubs. I've seen results of motorcycle accidents because you do ride in packs and formations. So people die from that. I've seen people die from lifestyle. But as far as acts of violence and I personally haven't seen someone die from an act of violence. And even though I haven't seen someone die from an act of violence. But I honestly haven't. I've seen people hurt,
So let's talk about motorcycle accidents. Have you seen a lot?
Seen few because when you're riding with a club, and then when you're riding, it's one of the most exciting things you can do is to ride with a bunch of other guys on a bunch of Harleys. I say Harleys or a V twin. It's actually the noise, and you're riding formation and pack, and you usually run 2 out, and you're riding at speed, if one person switches off, it can bring down a whole pack. And I've seen like the domino effect happen. One club I was in, I remember hit a kangaroo at 120 kilometers an hour and had to be airlifted out. I've seen people just run off the road through long runs because they're just tired and they've just switched off. I have seen a few, and I've been in a couple myself, but not on me Harley, on some of my sports bikes and some of the quicker bikes. Totally my fault. So things on the motorbike can go wrong.
Can you ride a sports bike when you're in a club out there?
Not traditionally, like not with if it's a strictly a lot of the clubs will only accept Harley Davidson, and they'll only accept they won't even accept the Sportsters. So it has to be like a 1340, the older ever or bigger. But then they start letting in the V rods. V rods are pretty quick and simple. Some clubs you can have they're a bit more relaxed in the kind of bikes, but traditionally it's a cruiser style bikes, But always I've been in both bikes all my life. I love my sport bikes too. There's if you want to get out there.
Do you still ride?
I'm still licensed to ride. At the moment, no. I don't want another bike at the moment. I don't want any. I don't want any intel that if I get pulled over and that, and I show my license and you're back on bikes, so blah blah blah. So for the moment, I've put aside. I'm planning on another bike in the near future, but a sports bike, or something like a Ducati or a Triumph, Caprillas, something like that.
Yeah, those are nice.
I don't want another cruiser.
So now let's talk about when you went on the run and you taunted the police.
I did. That's I didn't. It's just kind of eventuated. Like I kind of left to go to uni, which I wasn't meant to for parole, and I verbaled them for a while. I was, I'm here, and I kept in contact with them for a while, just kind of throwing off, like kind of doing the bare minimum. But then in the end, it didn't really work. I've had like elite police in my local area looking for me for. There was the club I was with was involved in a bunch of shootings at the time. And at this time, I wasn't even part of it. I'd left that world. After last jail, I was released on parole. I'd left. I honestly made an attempt to better my life, stop my affiliations, and get educated and do something with my life. Put it all behind me. So I've left and went to uni in another state. Parole. I had 3 months parole left to do. And they said, no, you can't go. You've got to stay here. I'm thinking, what? I've got to stay here amongst all the people I know and who you told me I can't hang around and associate with, rather than go off into an academic world and study, do something to better my life where you won't see me. Okay. So I've left. Simultaneously, that one of the clubs had some problems and there was shootings. Houses were getting shot. So the cops went, look, straight away, it's me. Going to my relative's house, strong arm and standing over him. And I've spoken to my cousin. She's quite distraught. Look, David, look, I'm sorry, Sharon, I'll fix it. So the first time in my life, I rang up the main police station in my hometown where they hosted what they called task force rap for their designated bikie cops, and they had a division up in my area. I rang up there and said, listen, can I speak to someone from Raptor, please? Why would you want to speak to him? What's your name? I've gone, David Brooks. Bang, I'm straight upstairs on the phone. I'm going, listen, these shootings and that, whatever's happening back in Newcastle, which is my hometown, stop going to my family's house. Stop harassing them because I've got nothing to do with them. I'm over in the other side of the country in Western Australia, which is 6,000 kilometres away at university. And they're going, sure you are. I'm going, here's my student number. Here's the campus. Do your investigations. They said, does parole know about that? I've gone, no. Well, no. So I basically put myself in for being out of the state and that. And they go, well, they're going to now. So, but my whole objective was for them to stop running around like on a witch hunt for someone that wasn't even there. Okay. And they're asking me, I didn't know anything about it. Well, only from what you're talking about. I know that I'm so far removed from that. Well, I don't give a do your job and leave my family alone. That's my attitude. Anyway, I thought, I think parole's tried to ring me and I've answered. I said, listen, I'm over. They wanted me to come back, fly across the country, hand myself in, do 6 weeks prison and to reapply for parole when I only had 12 weeks left of my parole and my sentence to do. And I said, no, I can't do it. Can't you just let me go? You know where I am. I'm surrounded by academics and books and studying. tutorials and lectures, you know, this will be the enemy. You'll never see me. And they go, nah. I'm going, really? And I said to the lady on the phone, I said, well, listen, okay, you're the bunging on with me. Okay, I'll return you the favour. I'm going to be in the newspapers. I'm going to be in the news.
A Catch Me If You Can style fugitive who taunted police in videos he posted online while on the run for 2 months has been arrested at Williston, north of Adelaide. Jessica Adamson was at his court appearance.
48-year-old David Brooks, who claims to have bikie links, faced the Elizabeth Magistrates Court this afternoon, accused of breaching his parole. He was arrested on the Sturt Highway yesterday afternoon after South Australian detectives stopped the vehicle he was in. Brooks was serving time for drug matters but was granted parole in February and has been on the move ever since. He's taken to social media in that time, taunting and ridiculing New South Wales detectives in what he dubbed memoirs of a wanted man.
G'day all, just a quick warning video. Hello, still living large, on the run, walk, sit. Actually, I'm not running at all. I'm just doing my thing. And a shout out to the detectives at a police station and anywhere. Get your together, you still haven't found me, you okay, I'm not that hard. I'll give you a clue. I'm not in Fiji. I plan on handing myself in tonight. I'll be at McDonald's. I'll have 10 Big Macs, 2 fillet of fish, 5 thick shakes, and 7 large Cokes, and I'll give it to you detectives for your hard works and rewards for capturing me. Just where we go, yourselves.
Detectives from the New South Wales gang squad were in court.
Are you happy to have you, man? Yes, very happy. Thank you very much to the South Australian Police.
Brooks showed no emotion. Brooks will be extradited on a Qantas flight back to Sydney tomorrow morning, where he'll serve out the remainder of his parole time, 2 months and 29 days.
And this that I'm going to put up a fight about this. And I remember her last words to me. She goes, "Listen, mate, you're delusional." I go, "Well, see you later."